I have 3 cups of heavy cream that I've whipped almost to doneness, and I'm putting in 1/3 cup of sugar. Now you have to whip this to stiff peaks. Okay, that looks great. When we lift this up, exactly, the peak should stand stiffly. That's what it means. Now, it's a question of utilizing your whipped cream. So I am going to take 2/3 of it and just place it in here. So we can just eyeball it. Doesn't have to be too specific. That's good. And I'm just going to put this down here and move on to the strawberries. So I have about 3/4 of a pound of strawberries, and I've just hulled them just to take out the top and get these right into the food processor. You get that strawberry working for you. So the remaining 1/3 of the volume of whipped cream gets incorporated with the strawberries. Simple, right? Not difficult at all. And the beauty about this dessert, especially if you're going to travel or you're somebody's guest and you want to get a lot of stuff done in advance, this is the dessert for you. So I'm just gently folding in the strawberry puree into the whipped cream. I don't want to deflate it too much, but I want to make sure that it's well incorporated. All right, I think that's good. Just get it all done. And I'll just put this aside for 1 second. And now what I have is a springform pan here. And it's something I keep around and I cook with all the time. So you might want to just invest in it. It's super easy to find and not expensive at all to have in your kitchen. And I've just taken a piece of parchment paper and cut it around the outside. So to start with, I have about a 12-ounce box of vanilla wafer cookies, your favorite kind. And I'm taking half of those cookies here, and I'm just layering them around the bottom. You want to make sure you fully cover the bottom. And I love these little cookies, boy. I like to make desserts with them too, so it's nice to keep in your pantry. Whipped cream and cookies like this, it's great the way it works. Here's the only place things get a little complicated, although it's not at all. So I take just about a cup of cream that's left, and I'm sticking it here into this resealable plastic bag. I do this a lot, it's so easy. And then just take the end and trim it right off. What we're doing here is we're making a dam around the very outside of our icebox cake. And when we get to the end, you'll see why I'm doing this. I have a reason. I do, and it has to do with surprising people that are eating this cake when they cut into it. All right, that looks great. All right, so now I just take my strawberry mixture and that goes into the center. Just pour it in and it gets enclosed by that dam. And if one of my nieces were here right now with me making this, which they usually are in the summertime when we're together, if we have that opportunity, they would be in heaven, because this is right up their alley about the kind of cake they love to make. So I'm taking an offset spatula and I'm just going to spread it around a little bit just to get it kind of even, keeping the white whipped cream around the edge, which is kind of important. Yum. Okay, we are pretty much 3/4 of the way there. I keep eating whipped cream throughout the whole thing. Why not? Cook's prerogative. Now the rest of these cookies are getting laid around the top. And maybe I'm doing this just a little bit more carefully this time because it's not the bottom. Okay, and I've got a handy little offset spatula here, which I find to be so useful in the kitchen. I might invest if I were you, if you don't have one. Otherwise, you can just use a regular old spatula. And get this to the edges of your parchment sleeve here. And then take a second and just make it as smooth as you can. This is the base of our flag. We're making a red, white, and blue dessert here for Independence Day. So let me show you how to build it. Couldn't be easier. So I take my blueberries here and just kind of gang them up here on the side and make it kind of as even as you can off to the side. So I'm going to employ my spatula here again and just bring these little blueberries over to the side and make kind of a bit of an edge. All right. I'm going to get going on the stripes. So we have 4 sets of stripes. Start by going right across the top for the first one, and then snuggling up another layer right next to it to start to create a stripe. This is, again, the kind of thing that is really fun to do with anybody who loves to be in the kitchen, your children or any helper you might have. Now, for my other stripe, I'm going to start down here so I can try to get it a little bit even. same thing. One time I made something like this in a sheet pan, and I used white raspberries for my stripes and red raspberries, which if you can get your hands on that, that's kind of fun to do too. And then one more layer across and two more in the middle here. So this gives me a chance to kind of plan where they're going to be. So far, you getting the feeling here? See where we're going? And I cannot stress how wonderful a dessert like this is that just gets better sitting in the fridge for a while. So this is almost done. Okay, you can see here it's starting to really look like a flag, and that's the idea for Independence Day. Red, white, and blue. Okay, so this is finished. And all you need to do is just let this sit in the refrigerator for about 8 hours, which means you can do it the night before or you can do the morning of. Just loosely put a piece of foil on it, get it into the fridge, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Hungry for more? Click here for more great recipes, and to subscribe, click here. Check back every week for more craveable recipes, leave a comment, and tell me what you think. And don't forget, head over to our other channels for Everyday Food with Sarah Carey, Martha Stewart Weddings, and the Martha Stewart Channel.